Look here carefully. Yeah, this is a second numerical on energy exchange in turbo machine, that is model number 2. Let's read the problem carefully. A velocity of fluid flow from a nozzle in an axial flow impulse turbine is 1200 meter per second. The exit velocity from the nozzle is represented by V1, which is also known as absolute velocity of fluid. That is represented by V1. So 1200 meter per second. The nozzle angle is 22 degrees. So the nozzle angle is represented by alpha 1, that is 22 degrees. If the rotor blades are equiangular, and the rotor tangential speed is 400 meter per second, find the rotor blade angles, the tangential force on the blade ring, third bit power output, and fourth bit is utilization factor. So we have to assume VR1 equals to VR2. So this was asked numerical in the year June 2009 for 10 marks. Such numericals are very important from your examination point of view. Look here. So after reading the problem carefully, so we have to write down the given data. Yeah. So the type of turbine is an axial flow impulse turbine. The type of the turbine is axial flow impulse turbine. Just write down axial flow impulse turbine. The velocity of flow from the nozzle, is absolute velocity. Flow velocity from the nozzle. Flow velocity from the nozzle, which is given by V1. V1 equals to 1200 meter per second. Next, nozzle angle. Nozzle angle is represented by alpha 1. Nozzle angle, that is alpha 1 equals to 22 degrees. If the rotor blades are equiangular, remember guys, in a particular stage of a turbine, we have the two rows, first row and second row. In the first row, we have set of nozzles or fixed blade, and in the second row, we have set of moving blades. These are the moving blades. Okay. Now the nozzle angle is always represented by alpha 1. Nozzle angle is alpha 1, whereas for moving blades, we have to use beta. Beta 1 is for inlet blade angle, and beta 2 represents the outlet blade angle. Inlet and outlet blade angles. Remember guys, in question if you mention the blades are equiangular, the rotor blades or moving blades are equiangular, then we have to take beta 1 equals to beta 2. Is that clear all of you? Both of you? Yeah. Equiangular blades. Equiangular blades. So in that case, we have to use beta 1 equals to beta 2. Beta 1 equals to beta 2. Okay. Now the tangential speed of the rotor or tangential blade speed is given by tangential velocity or tangential speed of the rotor. It is given by capital U equals to 400 meter per second. 400 meter per second. So we have to calculate to find first bit rotor blade angles. That is beta 1, of course they are equiangular. Both angles will be same. Beta 1 equals to beta 2 equals to how much? Second bit, tangential force on blade ring. It is represented by capital F suffix T. Third bit, power output. Fourth bit is utilization factor, which is represented by epsilon. So copy this and let me know once you have completed. Just copy. Now you can take the screenshot of this. Is it completed, beta? This is alpha 1. Is it completed? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the first and foremost task is to draw the inlet and outlet velocity triangles. So we have to draw the inlet and outlet velocity triangle. Just follow the standard procedure as well. Okay. This is the inlet velocity triangle. This is the principal diagonal V1. This is the relative velocity component VR1. This is the flow velocity component VF1. The corresponding angles are alpha 1. This is beta 1. This vector is u, the tangential velocity of the blade, and this complete vector is the tangential velocity component, that is VU1. Tangential velocity component, that is VU1. Okay. This is the inlet velocity triangle. Now the corresponding outlet velocity triangle is this. Yeah. This is the corresponding outlet velocity triangle, in which the principal diagonal is VR2, this is V2, and this is VF2. This is VF2. The corresponding angles are for VR2, angle beta 2, and for V2, the angle alpha 2. This vector is U, and this vector is VU2. This vector is VU2. Let us name all the vertices A, B, this is C, D, E, F, this is G, and this is H. Okay. So these are the corresponding inlet and outlet velocity triangles. Is it completed, beta? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Look here carefully, all of you. Right. Now in the first bit, he is asking us to calculate the value of beta 1 equals to beta 2. Since these are equiangular, the moving blades are equiangular, that means we have to consider beta 1 equals to beta 2. I repeat, rotor blade moving blades are equiangular. Rotor blade below, yeah, moving blade below, both are same. If they are equiangular, then we have to take beta 1 equals to beta 2. That means the inlet blade angle is equals to outlet blade angle. Beta 1 equals to beta 2. Okay? Okay. So here we know the value of V1. We know the value of alpha 1. So both the values we know. So can we get the value of Vf? Vf1, yes. So use the triangle ABD, the right angle triangle ABD, and sin alpha 1 equals to Vf1 by V1. So write down from inlet triangle, from inlet velocity triangle ABC, sin alpha 1 equals to Vf1 by V1, Vf1 by V1, or Vf1 equals to V1 into sin alpha 1. Okay, students, get the value of Vf1. V1 is 1200 into sin alpha 1 is 22 degrees. So Vf1 equals to, yeah, get the value of Vf1. Tell me, what is the value of Vf1 here? Rizwan, Mehsan, Viresh, Vijayalakshmi, please respond better.
Or 449.52, sir.
449.52. 449.52. This is in meter per second. Similarly, you can get the value of VU1. Apply the cos. Okay. So cos alpha 1 equals to base is VU1 divided by hypotenuse is V1, which implies VU1 equals to V1 cos alpha 1, or V1 is 1200 into cos 22 degrees. So get the value of VU1 here. Get the value of VU1. Make it fast. This is 22 degrees. So VU1 equals to
1112.62, sir.
okay, 1112.62 meter per second. So VU1, VF1, you got both the values. Okay, now here BC, let me take BC as X. Let me take BC as X. Ultimately, we want to get the value of beta 1, the inlet blade angle, which is equal to outlet blade angle. Okay. So here, X is known to you now because U is known, VU1 is known. So X equals to VU1 minus U. Okay. So we can use the tan. We can use the tan here, right? So tan beta 1 equals to from the right angle triangle. All of you look at the board. ABC. From the right angle triangle ABC, tan beta 1 equals to opposite by base. Opposite is VF1 divided by base is X, or beta 1 equals to tan inverse of VF1 by X is VU1 minus U. VU1 minus U. Okay, get the value of beta 1 here. Get the value of beta 1. Let's come on fast. Yeah, what is the value of beta 1?
32.24 degrees, sir.
32.24 degrees. 32.24 degrees, which is again equals to beta 2, because beta 1 and beta 2 both are same. Beta 2 and beta 1 both are same, since the blades are equiangular. The blades are equiangular. So this is the answer for first bit. Fine. Because in the first bit he asked us to calculate beta 1 and beta 2. Now the second bit is Ft. Now Ft is nothing but the tangential force. I repeat, F suffix T is nothing but tangential force acting on the blade ring. Ft, that is tangential force. Now here, to cause Ft, the tangential velocity component, the change in Vu or the tangential velocity component leads to the tangential force. Okay? So for tangential force, tangential velocity component, the change in tangential velocity component is responsible for the same. Okay, now Ft equals to, look here carefully, the corresponding formula is m dot into Vu1 plus or minus Vu2. Vu1 plus or minus Vu2. Look here. The standard formula to calculate tangential force is m dot divided by Gc into Vu1 plus or minus Vu2. Now, when we have to take positive sign and when we have to take the negative sign, look here carefully. If we consider the inlet velocity triangle, V1 is a velocity which is emerging from point B. This is the origin of V1. Okay, V1 is inclined. It is resolved into horizontal component, that is VU1. Now the direction of VU1 is towards left. Towards left. Listen here carefully. The direction of VU1 is towards left. Similarly, if we consider the outlet velocity triangle, the origin for V2 is point G. The origin for V2 is point G and its horizontal component is VU2 towards right. Towards right. That means for VU1 and VU2, they are opposite to each other. They are opposite to each other. So that's why we have to take the positive sign. We have to take the positive sign. So positive sign indicates the direction of VU1 and VU2, they are opposite to each other. Am I clear, all of you? Yeah, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's very fine. Now, you know the value of VU1. Do you know the value of VU2? No, we don't know the value of VU2. But here, VR1 equals to VR2. VR1 equals to VR2 because in the problem itself he has mentioned that we have to assume VR1 equals to VR2. Yes. Okay. U is known. Beta 2 is known. Yeah. So if you get the value of VR1, we can get the value of VU2. How? Because VR1 equals to VR2. Once you get the value of VR2, you know the value of beta 2, you know the value of U, and ultimately you can get the value of VU2. Is that clear? So keep it as equation number 1 here. Now from inlet velocity triangle ABC, you can use the sine beta 1 equals to opposite is VF1 divided by hypothesis VR1. VF1 by VR1. So VR1 equals to VF1 by sine beta 1. Sine beta 1. So VF1. So what is VF1? 449.5 PR. Substitute and get the value of VR1. Waiting for your responses. VR1 equals to VF1 is known 449.52 divided by sine beta 1. Beta 1 is 32.24. Yeah, get the value of VR1.
Sir, 842.63.
842.63. 842.63. Okay. 842.63. This is equals to again VR2. This is again equals to VR2. Okay? VR1 equals to VR2. Have you copied up till here? Okay. Let's proceed for the next step here. Let's proceed for the next step. So once you get the value of VR2, you know the value of beta 2. So from this triangle, you can get the value of VU. From triangle, outlet velocity triangle, you can get V. From outlet velocity triangle, that is EFH. EFH. Sine beta 2 equals to, okay. You want to get the value of this VU2, no? Okay. Cos beta 2 equals to. Cos beta 2 equals to. Base is U plus VU2 divided by hypothesis VR2. Hypothesis VR2. Just simplify and quickly get the value of this. Just come on fast. VU2 equals to VR2 cos beta 2 minus U. Yeah, come on. VU2 equals to how much? Are you getting the same? Yes, students,
Sir.
are you getting the same?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 312. Now substitute VU1 and VU2 in this equation. But do we know the value of m dot? We don't know the value of m dot. So just consider m dot as 1 kg per second. The mass flow rate is 1 kg per second. Okay. So therefore, using in equation number 1, we'll get Ft equals to m dot is 1. Let's solve it as 1. And VU1 is 2.62 plus VU2 is 312.68. Okay, get the value of Ft. Come on fast.
1425.3, sir.
Okay, 1425.3. The unit is Newton per kg per second. Newton per kg per second, because we are considering the mass flow rate as 1 kg per second. This is the answer for second bit. The tangential force. This is the answer for second bit. Okay. This was the first bit. And this is second bit. The third bit is power output. Third bit is power output. So we know the formula for power output P equals to m dot by Gc into U1 VU1. Here also we have to take the positive sign, because the direction of VU1 and VU2 both are opposite to each other. So in this case also we have to take positive sign. U2 VU2. Since U1 and U2 both are same, because we are dealing with the axial flow turbine, U1 equals to U2. So U will be common here. U will be common. Let's take outside the value. M dot into U. Okay, students, substitute the values and try to get the value of P. So if you divide by 1000, you will get in kilowatts. Just better you divide by 1000, because in watts the value will be more larger. Okay. So what is m dot here? M dot is 1. U is 400 into 111.2.62 plus 312.68. Okay, better you divide by 1000. So P equals to, let's come on fast.
Sir, 228048.
228048. Check your value. Check your value.
This will be 1.
Yes. What is the value?
570.12, sir.
0.01.
570. 570 is the right answer. 570.12 kilowatts. This is the answer for power output. This is the answer for power output P. Lastly, we have to get the utilization factor. Look here. We know the very basic relationship between the utilization factor and degree of reaction as epsilon equals to V1 square minus V2 square divided by V1 square minus R into V2 square. Remember guys, for impulse turbine, because clearly has mentioned it is an impulse turbine. So for an impulse turbine, we know that the degree of reaction R equals to 0. The degree of reaction R equals to 0. Now here epsilon equals to V1 square minus V2 square divided by V1 square. The only unknown is V2. Get the value of V2 and substitute in this equation and try to get the value of V2, the utilization factor. So with this, you can find out the value of V2 here. Find out the value of V2 here. Find out the value of V2. Yes. All of you look at the board. Here VR2 is known. VR2 is known. U is known. Beta 2 is also known. The only unknown is V2. The only unknown is V2. But here EGH, I repeat, EGH is not a right angle triangle. It's not a right angle triangle. Okay. Beta 2 is known. VR2 is known. U is known. The only unknown is V2. In that condition, we have to use a cosine rule. We have to apply the cosine rule for the triangle EGH. Right here, using cosine rule to the triangle EGH. Make it fast because we are left with only 3 minutes. V2 square equals to U square plus VR2 square minus 2 times U VR2 cos beta 2. This is the cosine rule formula. So substitute all the values and try to get the value of V2. The expected answer for V2 is 547.56. 547.56. This is in meter per second. Now V1 and V2 both are known. So use these values in this equation to get the value of utilization factor. So therefore, utilization factor is equals to V1 is 1200 square minus V2 is 547.56 square divided by 1200 square. Epsilon equals to, the expected answer is, yeah, tell me what is the answer? Yeah, what is the expected answer for this? Make it fast. I think you can get 0.79. 0.79. Just check your values, numerical values. So the same numerical you can find on YouTube. Have you checked these values?
0.79, sir.
Okay, 0.79. That's very fine. Yeah, Mr. Mason, you have not attended the presentation. Today you have the presentation, Mr. Mason.
Tomorrow, sir.
But it is scheduled today, 3rd.
Sir, you told me on Wednesday, sir.
Is it? Can you give a presentation today?
But sir, the PowerPoint was not completed, sir, yet.
It's not completed yet. Okay, no problem. Well, have you understood this problem? Okay, so the same numerical you can find on YouTube. So kindly like, share and subscribe my channel. Rejoin it once again so that we can proceed with the second numerical. Rejoin once the session is ended. Just rejoin the session so that we can continue with the second numerical.